Dear freshmen,
Ninth grade will probably be the easiest year in high school, in most cases. Enjoy it now, but know it will get a lot harder. I don't mean this in a way to scare you, but to give you realistic perceptions of high school. It's okay that it will get harder because you need to grow as a person. Now, I want you to think of these two routes that I will be saying in a minute, and just know whichever route you choose, there is no wrong one, there is no wrong answer. Only choose what interests you the best. The first route is to have an easy high school experience by taking easy classes and avoiding APs and dual courses. However, you would have to take more classes in college. Now, this may not even apply to you if your financial situation is great and you just want to enjoy school, so college is not going to be a problem, or you might not even want to go to college. But if your goal is college and your family is broke, this route is fine to take, but may not be the best one for you. I forgot to define what AP classes and dual courses are, which, I kind of assumed that you guys would know, but for those that don't know, it's okay, I'll explain it. So, AP stands for Advanced Placement, and it is considered a college course. It's generally very hard, and you must pass an AP test with a 3 or higher, or even 4 or higher, depending on the university that's taking that credit, or else you won't get the college credit if you don't get that score. Dual enrollment is also a college course, except you are actually going to the college to learn. AP courses are taught by high school teachers, while dual enrollment is taught by college professors. I really encourage dual because I find it a lot easier than AP classes, and you actually get the feel of the college experience. With dual, you just need to pass with a C or higher, like a 70% or higher. Like if you pass, you pass. But with AP, you would have to have a certain score of some sort to pass. But with dual, if you pass, you get the college credit immediately. That's like the biggest difference between the two, and that's what I would say. That's why AP is a lot harder than dual, because you don't have to work that hard in dual. At least from my experience. It might be different for everybody. Okay, so with these definitions out of the way, the second route is to take dual or AP classes to rack up that college credit and to have a more challenging high school experience. I took dual classes, and I'm now going to college where I need a couple of credits to achieve my associate's degree. I'm now going to, but I am going to pursue my bachelor's, but it will be less expensive since I done a lot of my credits in high school. So if you do decide to take the second route, make sure to not juggle more than you can handle. Start small with 1 or 2 courses of AP or dual courses. But this route is not for everyone because many people might not feel the need to go to college, or just wants to relax now, work hard later, and that's completely fine. Just go with the route that your heart leans more to. A lot of people say do not worry about your GPA, but that really depends on the route you're going to take. You don't really need to care as much if you're going to a community or a technical school, but it does matter if you're going to a prestigious or an overall academically great university. Even if you're going to a community or technical school, you should still try in school because laziness is such a bad habit to break. You should join clubs, one for your own interests and one for, academically. You don't have to do this, but it's just a good rule of thumb. You get to meet new people and rack up volunteer hours, which is very important because the requirement for volunteer hours is 45 hours. And speaking of volunteer hours, you need 75 hours for the Bright Futures Medallion and 100 hours for the full Bright Futures Scholarship. If you want me to talk more about the Bright Futures Scholarship, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll be happy to make a whole video on that. But I'm just going to stop talking about school and get more into social things about what it means to be a freshman and what it means to be a 14 or 15-year-old just graduated from middle school. Okay, so romantic relationships should not be too serious at this time. You should drop relationships if it becomes toxic and if they are pressuring you with sex, illegal activities, or things such as that. And do not, for the love of God, send nudes. It is not worth it. trust me. I've seen so many girls' nudes leaked at my school. It's crazy. Like, people, and I go to a pretty good school. Like, there's literally no fights or things like that, but there are a-holes everywhere, no matter what school you go to. So people are just going to be mean, and they're going to stab you in the back when you thought you could trust them. And you want to be vulnerable with people, but you also need to protect yourself, okay? And do not date seniors, please. 18-year-olds dating 14-year-old you is not the best idea. If people that age is dating you, it means that people their age do not like them in most cases. I'm not going to say all cases, but most. It's weird, guys. A 4-year gap is not much, especially if you're like a 20-year-old and the other person is 24, but you guys are not 20. You are a 14-year-old and you have a totally different mindset than that 18-year-old boy or girl. You just graduated middle school, while that 18-year-old will become a college student. You will most likely want to date that person who's older due to the fact that they are older and not because you connect with them. And honestly guys, it's just very creepy, so just please don't do it. Not everyone will like you, and that is okay. You do not need people in your life who will smile to your face and talk behind your back. And do not care too much about how people view you. That little pimple on your forehead does not matter. Other people are too obsessed with themselves to notice a physical difference in you. And I don't mean that in a mean way, I mean it in an honest way. If people are knocking you down for your looks, then it's because they're trying to mask their own insecurities. They need to bring you down so they can bring themselves up. Nothing to do with you, everything to do with them. Do not dress up or wear makeup for validation. Do it because you enjoy it. And guys, it's okay to say no. You do not owe anybody crap. You already have a lot on your plate, so others should worry about their own plates. Of course, you should help them if you are able to, but sometimes we can't because life gets in the way, and you don't have to help that person for every little thing, and that is totally okay. You are not perfect, but it matters to always self-reflect and communicate. Communication is key for every relationship, such as parents, friends, and partners. You have time to figure out your sexuality. Even now, as an 18-year-old, I still struggle with my own sexual identity. You are not the only one, and it's completely normal. Just be open-minded, but know your boundaries and limits. You do this by always being honest with yourself through self-reflection. You should limit social media and go out to meet your friends face to face. It's just so much better for your mental health. Do not follow those models or influencers that make you compare yourself to them. Those beautiful women are adults with developed bodies, great lighting and photos, photoshopped most of the time, wearing professional makeup, and most likely had a lot of plastic surgery. Nothing wrong with that though. You are a 14-year-old person still developing, so of course you're not going to look like these grown adults. Also, do not think, porn, adult movie videos are accurate and something that will help guide you in a way. And to me, it's not like that. And it is, in fact, very awkward at first, which is totally normal. I'm kind of going through that in my phase right now. And it's awkward, but, we try and laugh about it. It's okay to be nervous and laugh in those situations. But, you don't have to, overcomplicate things in your mind. But I also want to say I encourage abstinence, which means to not do the dirty, especially at such a young age right now, 14, 15-year-old, you should not be doing that. But you're going to do what you're going to do, so just please stay safe, get the resources you need to stay safe. That's all I'm asking for. I also want to highlight high school is nothing like the movies. If you think it'll be anything like the movies, you're going to be heavily disappointed. Also, girls, please stay away from Wattpad. Fictional men on that app is unrealistic, abusive, and toxic. Wattpad writers are usually 15-year-old girls knowing nothing about relationships, so they try to romanticize toxic relationships. And it's just terrible. It's not... I was in that phase for Wattpad, and I kind of viewed relationships in that way, and it skewed my perception of them, So I'm just glad that phase is gone, and I just want to warn you girls, like, please do not think that's how relationships are like and how, you should be treated in a relationship. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Girls, please get a pepper spray and be aware of your surroundings. There are disgusting people out there, and you must be able to protect yourself. No one has your back except you. And dudes, you must also worry about those creeps out there. Guys, guys, do not compare your figure to those who are very muscular. You are at an age where your body is still growing, and you do not need a six-pack, bulging arms, or manly man pecs to look good, especially if it is meant for women validation. Love your body, because Sarah over there, pretty brunette Sarah over there, may like you just the way you are. Different girls have different types. Not every girl would like Derek with the muscular and toned athlete bod. Also, do not change your do not change your body for a girl. That's what I meant. You get what I'm trying to say. Same thing with you ladies. Boobies do not make you more of a woman the bigger they are. You do not need big milkers to be beautiful. Remember, it's the clothes you wear. A V-cut shirt would look more flattering on bigger chests. However, turtlenecks, patterns, and crop tops look great on the itty-bitty titty committee. But at the end of the day, wear whatever you feel good in. Because if you feel good in it, you're gonna, it's such a confidence booster. You know what I mean? Just screw whatever anybody thinks about it. It's you do you, basically. Let's talk a little bit about friends. When you enter high school, there will be many of your peers who, also are looking for friends, maybe like you. You won't have trouble finding friends if you can put yourself out there, or you can always join clubs to meet people with similar interests. I also want to emphasize quality outweighs quantity. 1 or 2 close friends is better than 15 acquaintances. I personally like to keep my circle close because I feel really bad if someone feels left out. And introverts, please find an extrovert, and extroverts, adopt those introverts. That's what I did, and it's been great so far. Quick note here, you should be able to do laundry, cook basic recipes, order food without the help from your parents, and manage hygiene at your age. These basic responsibilities should be something you need to know, because every year is a step closer to adulthood. And I'm not saying to grow fast, but I'm saying you can't be stagnant on your growth as a person, okay? You can't, you're still a child, but you're a growing child, so you need to keep that growth, okay? And you should plan on getting a job next year. Do not get your first job at McDonald's because it sucks, speaking from experience, but you should work in the service industry so you know how it's like. And please do not be rude to people in the service industry because they work too hard for too little money. And speaking about jobs, once you get your first job, another responsibility you should, finally attain is to pay your own cell phone bill. If you have your own job, you're getting your own income. Yeah, you should be saving that and, go on your little shopping spree with your friends, but you should also, you're a growing person. You need to have more responsibilities, is what I'm trying to say. And I just want to give some quick cliche things to say. Do not procrastinate, because procrastinating makes life so much harder. Do not stress about failing. Just learn from them, because those will be very valuable lessons. Be yourself and love yourself. When you're younger, you always feel like you're much older than you actually are, or you feel the need to act more grown. But when you actually get older, such as being 18, me for example, you feel like a child in this adult world. I've been living with my mom for 18 years, okay? And I'm about to be moving out. And that's just kind of so surreal to me, because I've always been a child up until this point, and I always thought I was going to be ready, but you don't realize how unready you are until you're forced to be ready. So my best advice I could really give you is don't grow up too fast, but don't stop growing as a person.